Hey guys, my name is Victoria. I am a local search engine optimization expert, and I'm here to help you understand a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes on your website. And the reason why that's important is because the better your website does, the more customers you'll attract online. If you understand a little bit about SEO, you'll be able to make much better decisions in terms of how much resources to put into it, in terms of whom to hire if you wish, in terms of what to outsource and what you can do yourself. So this is just designed to give you like a good understanding of a lot of the basics. So we're going to jump right in. First thing I did was I put in Accident Lawyer Brooklyn, which is something that a potential client might be looking for online when they are looking for a personal injury attorney. And it's going to give us a series of results. This first result is ads. Of course, this is pay-per-click usually. And you can get up here, if you're willing to pay whatever the rates are. Part of the issue with ads is sometimes they're great and sometimes the calls you get are not great and you get charged either way. So, it's one of the disadvantages. The second thing, the second type of search that comes up is a Google My Business search. And Google My Business is a directory that includes pretty much all businesses in the United States. And there are quite a few tips and tricks for how you can come up on GMB, which is what we call it, in the top 3. If you come up in the top 3, you could do really well. It's a bit complex, so we're going to talk about this in a separate video because there's a lot to it. For today, I'd like to focus on natural results, which is going to be these websites that are coming up for this specific keyword, why they're coming up, and how you can do the same. So let's take a look. We put in Accident Lawyer Brooklyn, and our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 websites all contain the keyword Brooklyn Accident Lawyer, Brooklyn Accident Lawyer. So one of the reasons why they're coming up in the top 5 for this specific keyword, and your website may not be, is because they have a page dedicated to this keyword, Accident Lawyer Brooklyn. If you want to come up for this keyword and you do not have a page, then what you should do is create a page. But you don't just create a page. Of course, there's a lot more to it. So we'll take a look at why. The second thing they're doing correctly, and the reason why they're coming up, has something to do with an item called domain authority. Now, just a quick overview of domain authority. It's sort of an approximation of how Google views your website. Of course, Google is a company that keeps its algorithms very private, so we don't actually know exactly what it's looking for when it looks on your website. We have a pretty good idea. And domain authority is a product from a company called Moz that helps us figure out how Google might see your website. These rankings are assigned on a scale of 1 to 100. So this is a very powerful website because their domain authority is 83. Second result, on the other hand, is not a very powerful website because their domain authority is 26. So if you put in this specific keyword, Accident Lawyer Brooklyn, you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 results on the first page. And some of them have very high domain authority and some of them have not so high domain authority. But here's what's interesting. Why does this website that has domain authority of only 26 beat out this website, domain authority of 34, 45, and 59? There are quite a few reasons for this, but one of the big ones is that this website was properly set up and properly optimized. What do I mean by that? Let's take a quick look at this website, which is number 4, from an extremely powerful lawyer, Selena Barnes. And let's compare it really quickly with this website, which is, from a web coming in from a domain authority much lower. Let's put it that way. So Selena and Barnes, which everybody knows who they are, created this web page targeting Brooklyn car accident lawyers. And it has a lot of text, which is what Google looks for. We always want a page about 1,500 to 1,700 words if you want to rank. Let's take a look here. Same thing, 1,500 to 1,700 words. It's a nice long page. So why is this one, this less powerful website beating this one? Well, it's very simple. Whoever was working on this website made kind of a rookie error. They what we call over-optimized it. Over-optimization just basically means Google thinks you are overusing one keyword. And that keyword happens to be accident. And what they did was they used it 44 times on a page that has about 1,500 words. So essentially, Google is penalizing them because Google thinks they're being a little fishy. This website, on the other hand, has slightly more words, and they only use the word accident 34 times. So in this specific case, you see this? The weaker website is beating out the stronger website because of proper optimization techniques. So the first kind of thing you have to remember is if you want to rank for a specific keyword, you should create a page using that keyword. But you have to be careful. You cannot overuse the keyword throughout the page. If you do, Google is going to penalize you. And of course, for Celine and Barnes, that penalization is very small because they're so powerful. They only on page, they only on rank number 4. But if you have a small, less powerful website, they'll put you on page 4 and nobody will ever see you. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind, the other mistake I see a lot of personal injury attorneys are making is they'll create a page, but they don't have enough words and they don't have enough text. What you want is a page about 15 to 1,700 words, nice and long. You want it very easy to read. That's another thing, by the way. You see how easy this is to read? You see how much white space this has? And this is a little bit smaller, a little bit less white space. It's a little bit tighter. So what you want to do is you want to create a very easy to read page, and that will help potential clients stay on the page longer, which Google views as a positive signal. So to summarize, if you want to rank for a specific search term, you should include that search term in your page title. You should include that search term in your URL, which is right here. And you should make sure you have at least 15 to 1,700 words on the page, and not to overuse your keyword. If it reads unnatural to you, you've probably overused it. Of course, as an SEO expert, if I was to work with you, then I would go through your pages and make sure that nothing is over-optimized, using basically kind of my years of experience. So that was the first thing, that was the first factor. And then the second factor, like I said before, is domain authority. And so exactly what is domain authority? Domain authority, like I said, was the way Google views your website, or the way we think Google views your website. Domain authority is a combination of a bunch of different factors. How old your website is, how many backlinks you have leading to your website, if you've ever had any spammy practices on your website. There's quite a few factors that make up domain authority, but the biggest one, we think, it has to do with backlinks. Essentially, every time somebody links back to your website, it's like they're giving you a little vote of confidence. And Google counts those votes, and they make your website more or less powerful based on how many people link back to you. So how can we find out who is linking back to us, and maybe who is linking back to our competitors? Because what we really want is, it's nice if somebody links back to us, but if we can get the backlinks our competitors have, then we can compete better, right? So what I'm going to do is, let's take Celine and Barnes, and we're going to go into a tool called Ahrefs, and we're just going to go ahead and paste Celine and Barnes in here. And this will actually give us a list of all the websites who link back to Celine and Barnes. Now, just give it a second. Okay. So Celine and Barnes has 15,000 backlinks from 457 domains. Of course, they're very powerful. So what we can do is we can actually go back to the backlinks, and we can check who is linking to them. And then we can reach out to those people, and we can say, hey, I see you linking to Celine and Barnes. We also have a personal injury website. Can you talk a little bit about what it takes to link to you? And sometimes it's just being featured in a press article, which is something we can take care of for you. Sometimes it's a directory and you might have to pay them. Sometimes it's a free directory and all you have to do is fill out a piece of paper. It really depends on many different factors, but essentially what you really want to do is go back and try to replicate the links. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to get all the links, but you should be able to get some. And this is a link from a website called PR Web. They are a press release website. To me, they're a little bit expensive. I actually have what I feel is a better source, but this is a press release website. So a lot of these backlinks are also going to be press releases, directories, press releases, and news. So that is how Celine and Barnes earn their very high domain. And our friends here on this smaller website probably did quite a bit of work as well. So just to summarize, if you want to rank for, let's say, a smaller search term, let's say accident lawyer Shipshead Bay, you can create a separate page that includes keywords accident lawyer Shipshead Bay. Now, it's not going to, of course, it's not going to have as many searches as accident lawyer in Brooklyn, but it will definitely have some. And it will be a lot less competitive than accident lawyer in Brooklyn, right? Because not as many people are going to be trying. So instead of competing with really big websites, you might be competing with, smaller, more local websites, some of these guys. So if you are a new practice, or you have a new website, by all means, go ahead and create accident lawyer queens, but also consider additional pages on top of that. Accident lawyer Shipshead Bay, accident lawyer Bay Ridge. And the pages, they don't really have to say anything super unique. They shouldn't be duplicates, but you can talk about the small difference between accidents in Shipshead Bay and Bay Ridge, where you can just kind of rephrase things. It doesn't really have to be, super, super intense. Like, for instance, these people here, they're ranking on the first page for accident lawyer Shipshead Bay because they're including Shipshead Bay Brooklyn in the title. But as you can see, they don't really have a whole lot of information here. This is not a 1,700 word article. So you could compete for something like this. Of course, ideally, you would have somebody on your side who can kind of help you, guide you along the way. But it's possible to do these things yourself as well. Well, I hope you have found this helpful so far. This is just the first in the series. If you liked it, go ahead and click like, leave a comment. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Just reach out to me via email or phone and we can chat some more. Thank you so much for watching.